let's talk about this job. I've got this sitting right on the edge of the roof here, and all of the weight of that whole tree is being supported by that post and that A-frame and this one point up on the roof here. All right, this is the last video in this series. This will be episode number 6. And this is where I get this tree off the roof. Now, I'm leaving a lot of it in there because there's a lot of you guys out there that may be interested either in how I do it or maybe want some ideas for yourself if you ever get into a situation like this. My big worry now is making this cut so that this doesn't flex down and bang on this beam. This beam is a main support beam that goes all the way through the house. There is some decay up here. They put putty over this a long time ago, so I can feel that it's a little bit soft in there. That has me worried. All the weight of this whole tree is pushing down right here, but being augmented, supported by these two props that we put in. So the next cut that I make, I want to get a little bit more weight off up there, and we're going to support it with the bull rope straight up and down, tie this in the middle, and then I've got to make about a 4 to 5 foot cut. And unfortunately, I got to do it at a diagonal here. And the diagonal is a tough cut. And the reason I don't want to make it up there is I don't want this to spring down and bang into this. So I want the cut to be right here so that when this springs down, it'll miss this. But at the same time, we'll have to support all of that log weight up there. And that's from there to there. It's probably 200 pounds or more. All right, we got a lot of pressure pushing on this wall. I'm assuming there's a big support beam in here, so that is really solid. The weight is sitting here and in here. So the next thing I got to do is I got to release the pressure here, but if this is pushing on it, like I believe it is, it's going to pinch that saw. So I'm going to kind of keep whittling and making a V cut, because I think it's going to close up this way. My big concern is this pressure and this pressure balancing out the weight of all of that. And when I release this pressure over here, will that suddenly put too much pressure over here and possibly break that window? Shit. So here I'm kind of whittling at it, keeping this open. I'm making lots of V cuts because I'm afraid it's going to squish my bar. That's happened before, and if it's in an awkward spot and your saw gets stuck, then that kind of shuts you down. Now, this piece of wood is resting right on the roof, and the last thing I want to do is cut into the roof with my chainsaw and make things worse. So I'm being as careful as I possibly can. Let me see that hammer. Okay, that's good.
It's not gonna move the big trunk.
Yeah. Next, I got to make sure that this doesn't push through the roof. It was pushing on the pipes here pretty bad. That's the hot water pipe, I can feel that. So the next thing I want to do is get some of the weight off of this so that it's just down to here. So I think I'll make a pretty good sized cut right here, and that'll lighten up the load for this piece that we got to remove. So this is an awkward piece of wood, and it's pretty heavy right on the edge of the roof. The last thing I want to do is lose it, so we opted to tie it off. I sure hope those props hold. So what we're doing next is cutting some notches in the piece that we want to tie off with the bull rope. It just makes it a little bit more snug. When dealing with wood, the last thing I want is for a piece to slip or have the knot slide on the wood. I hope those supports hold. So another issue is if I come in and I start cutting from the top and it's pushing down on it, I could pinch that bar really fast and really easy. And if I get a bar caught up in there for this critical cut, that could be a real problem. So realistically, I should be cutting from the underside. All right, so my original thought was I'd undercut it right here, but this gets in the way with the chainsaw. So I think what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to undercut it out here, which means we've got a much larger piece to support. The bull rope will support it. I think we might have to retie the knot down a little bit further, kind of to center it, and put another rope on here and put it on a pulley over that way and down so that this will sort of seat itself up here in such a way that it won't swing down. My concern is that if this thing rotates, this right here will go right through the window because we'll support the weight up there. But I think we got to come, shoot. We set it up for a narrower cut, but now I think we need to tie it back over here. So many things to think about here. It's so easy to screw this up. Now, one of the problems with this kind of job is maybe I overthink it. And somebody accused me of that in one of the comments. They said, you're overthinking this. But the problem is I'm trying to anticipate all the possibilities of what may happen. I know there's a lot of pressure pushing down on this. I know that the cut we're going to make up there, we can support it, but I don't want it to rotate and I don't want it to swing. So I want to be able to get it up off the deck and possibly pull it up onto the roof and cut it up. Jorge thinks we'll be able to get it all the way up over here. I don't know. We'll see. But we have to be able to support it to keep it from flopping down. So he came up with another idea, and I think I'm going to agree with it. We're going to put a strap. So I'm going to make the cut way out here, and he's going to put a strap right there, and we're going to put a come along over here and put some pressure on it as it comes up. And that'll help support some of the weight. That's holding most of the weight, but as it goes, it's going to start to go. And I can make a cut right here straight up from the underside, but this damn beam is in my way. So those are my thoughts. And I know I got to make this cut pretty soon. One more cup of coffee. Once I get that off the roof, then it's like processing. You know, it's still hard, but it's just that one cut's got me really worried. I don't want to damage their house any more than it already is.
You tell me when you're going to stop, okay?
Is it going easy?
Right now, yeah.
I'd stop right there. I wouldn't go anymore. Okay, let's make that cut.
Why did you not have to worry about
Oh, it's loose.
It scared the shit out of you.
Let me crank that up. That scared the shit out of me. I gotta separate that a little bit more.
You holding it?
There's a little tab. The whole thing is on the come along right now.
I know. That's it on the kind of pressure on the rope.
Come along was a great idea. It's holding. Okay, let's do it.
Just let it go before. Hold it from here. Hold on, we have to pull it away. Hold on to it, please. You put it like upside so we can remove the rocks. Sorry.
What's that?
You need to hold the red one so I can release the. Hold it.
Oh, I've got the red one.
You got it right there?
Yeah, I got it. It's not hard. That was all Jorge's idea. Good job. Stop. Ready? Yeah. The ladder was going down.
Can you remove the red rope right there? Yeah.
Now, when we put this upright post in, we put it on another big beam to distribute the impact on the deck and spread it out. But we cut it long and we had to pound it in. And what it did was it acted like a jack and it pushed this beam of wood, this trunk of wood, up considerably. As you can see, we're beating on it really hard just to get it out of here. So it did the job. It doesn't look like it's moving anymore.
Huh?
No, it doesn't look like it's moving anymore.
It's holding it from the screws.
Yeah, the screws are holding it up there. Okay, it's loose. Good. Whoa. So at this point in the job, we were able to rig the bull rope up to another tree, which enabled us to swing some of these pieces over, and that helped us out considerably. I couldn't do any of the earlier ones that way because it was just too much of an arc. But as it was, we had to be careful not to hit the beehive. We didn't. Now, live oak builds up a gunk on the bar that you've constantly got to keep cleaning off. Otherwise, the bar is too thick for the kerf. Now, don't forget to comment. Thanks.